Come. Close the door. Good evening, everyone. I'm just waiting for 1 more minute for some more people to enter the webinar. Okay, good evening all. My name is Asharani. I am an Ayurveda practitioner. I work as an Ayurveda practitioner in Dubai Herbal Treatment Center since 2004. This is our clinic, Dubai Herbal and Treatment Center, was founded in 2003. We embrace the holistic view on health by considering body, mind, and soul. And accordingly, we offer individualized solutions to you for your well-being. We tailor holistic health journeys for our clients, drawing from 3 complementary areas: get and stay well, feel well, retreat and eat well. I need the help of Henry, please. Henry, please come. Okay, now fine. So, I am Dr. Asharani. I am an Ayurveda practitioner. I did my Bachelor of Science, BSc, and I am graduated in Ayurveda medicine and surgery. And I did my course in colon hydrotherapy from Somerset, London. I did my biological medicine from Swiss Biological Medicine Academy in St. Gallen, Switzerland. Today I am talking on the topic management of stress by Ayurveda. Our cell phones are ringing, emails pour in the minute, deadlines, competition, budgets, bottom lines, worry about relationships, bereavement, loss of jobs, work at home and office. The modern lifestyle and works are really stressful. 90% of the complaints people show up within doctors' offices today are related to stress, insomnia, anxiety, and depression. What we need is the ability to meet the mental demands of the day-to-day without feeling overstressed. It was exactly this need prompted Ayurveda physicians to advise the combination of lifestyle, diet, herbs, and therapies, not only to reduce your all anxiety, but it calms down all your stress, but it also heightens your alertness. So today in my topic, I'm going to explain about what is stress, how you recognize your stress, and what level you are stressed. Is it stress curable? What are the types and remedies for stress? Okay, here is the table of the symptoms of stress. What you have to do is you just tick down what you feel the symptoms last 1 month you are suffering from, and at the end of, like, after you finish your tick, then you count the number of items you checked. So this is the following table which explains, like 0 to 7 numbers are ticked items, then it is low stress level. 8 to 14 is moderate level, and 15 to 21 symptoms are there, then you are highly stressed. So 22 plus is very high levels of stress. You need to take care. So stress, how it affects us? Stress raises our blood cholesterol and blood pressure and lowers our immunity. It affects our brain cells, lowers our IQ, increases cortisol levels in blood, and impairs memory and thinking, and causes many diseases such as cancer, heart disease, immunodeficiency diseases, and respiratory lung diseases, common cold, all linked to stress. So now we must understand about the nature of mind and the functions and abilities of the mind before we start to think about stress. Okay, so in Ayurveda, stress is called manas. So let us see how manas operates in our body. Just a minute, I am inviting some people to come. Okay, thank you. Henry, I need the help of you. It's not, the button is not working. Okay, so this is nature of mind. We call it as manas in Ayurveda. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas are the 3 areas of mind. There are 3, like we can call 3 essential constituents of mind also. According to the great surgeon and founder of Ayurveda, Acharya Sushruta says the following characteristics for Rajas, Tamas and Sattva constituents of manas. He explains how the qualities of mind expresses for Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic nature. Sattvika manas, Sattvika mind, it shows the following qualities like mercy, sharing nature, endurance, truthfulness, good conducts, belief in God, knowledge, intellect, capacity to learn, memory, self-control and selfless service. These are the qualities of Sattva mind, which is a healthy mind. So the Rajasika mind, which is components are earth and water. You can see this earth and water, these 2 elements are made up of with Tamasa qualities. So excess grief, moving habit, lack of faith in God, and lack of good conducts, intellectual deficits, ignorance, crookedness, laziness and sleepiness are the qualities of mind for Tamasa constituents of the mind. So next is Rajas, which is made of fire and ether. Depressed mood, lack of faith in God, lack of good conducts, intellectual deficits, ignorance, crookedness, laziness and sleepiness are the constituent of mind. Sorry, are the qualities of mind for Tamasika nature. All the positive attributes of the mind are due to Sattva, and unwholesome activities or results of Rajas and Tamas. These factors shows the various behavioral patterns of the human being. In Ayurveda, mental abilities are divided into 3 categories. They are Dhi, Dhriti and Smriti. Acquisition, retention and recall. So there is a special kind of special group of herbs called Medhya herbs in traditional texts and are known to not only nurture the three areas of mind individually, but also to nurture coordination between Dhi, Dhriti and Smriti. I will explain later about a few of these herbs. Stress from the perspective of Ayurveda and Ayurvedic solutions. So stress is a special, it is important to be specific with what type of stress the person is feeling. So with the Ayurvedic approach, we always try to target the causative factors and then we bring that area into balance. There are 3 different manifestations of stress from the perspective of Ayurveda. Mental stress, emotional stress, physical stress. Each requires different solutions and therapies. Also, we see Vata, Pitta, Kapha and Sannipataja stress. Mental stress, according to Ayurveda, is caused by overuse or misuse of the mind. For instance, if you perform excess intense mental work many hours a day, or if you work long hours on the computer, it can cause an imbalance in pranavata, the mind and body operator concerned with brain activity, energy and mind. The first symptom of pranavata imbalance is losing the ability and to handle stress, and effects will be on Dhi, Dhriti, Smriti, the mental functions. The person's mind becomes hyperactive, loses the ability to make clear decisions, to think positively, to feel less enthusiastic, and even to fall asleep at night. To treat mental stress, Ayurveda physicians, we suggest that first you begin by managing mental activity. Secondly, you can take measures to pacify pranavata. Herbal medicines and panchakarma therapies are advised. Next is emotional stress. The emotional stress is caused by a problem in relationship, the loss of a relative, bereavement, or any situation that may hurt the heart. Shows up as irritability, depression, and emotional instability. It affects sleep in a different way. It can cause you to wake up in the night and not being able to go back to sleep. The management is quite different. Emotional stress disturbs Sadhaka Pitta, the mind-body operator concerned with the emotions and functioning of the heart. To balance emotional stress, you need to favor Pitta pacifying foods and routine. Diet, lifestyle, and herbal recommendations and panchakarma therapies are advised for emotional stress. Next is physical stress. Air, earth, water are involved and need to be bring back to balance. Here the doshas are Shleshmaka Kapha, Vyanavata, Tarpaka Kapha. These are all sub-doshas of the main Vata, Pitta, Kapha doshas. The physical stress is of 2 types. First is caused by misuse of the body, such as exercising too high or working for extended periods at a job. The person experiences physical fatigue along with mental fogginess, difficulty in concentrating, and dullness of the mind. The solution is to balance Vata and to support Kapha to make the body more stable and also with nurturing diet. Vata, Kapha pacifying diet, lifestyle, and herbs and panchakarma for physical balance are advised. The second type of physical stress is too little exercise, which results in a sluggish digestion and formation of ama, the digestive impurities that clog the channels. Lifestyle correction, diet according to dosha are very important with regular exercise. So continuous tuning of all doshas to be in balance is very important in stress. So let us look into the Tridosha now. Stress in Ayurvedic terms is intimately connected with the balance of three vital energies, that is our doshas, three doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. For instance, if you wear warm, you stay warm in cold weather, you will make your Vata dosha feel more balanced. If you avoid eating rice every day, you will make your Kapha dosha more calm. If you drink water throughout the day, your Pitta dosha will be very happy. If you take the time to eat a good lunch, you will calm down all your three doshas. So Vata, Pitta, Kapha stress. This is depend on the doshas, the stress happens in the body. So the dosha analysis for this, the positive factors are lifestyle and diet and you know, the work stress, the load of work on the body, mind. So here dosha analysis and pulse diagnosis, examination of the signs and symptoms, through these things we find the levels of stress is diagnosed. So lifestyle correction, regular exercise, diet and herbs according to Ayurveda and according to your dosha. Panchakarma therapies to detox the body and mind are advised. Continuous tuning of all the doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and even three doshas also involved sometimes. This is very important to bring back to balance in the management of stress. So in Ayurveda, the three mental abilities, Di, Dhriti and Smriti, acquisition, retention and recall, the three mental functions are enhanced in nurturing coordination by a group of special herbs called Medhya herbs. Medhya means brain. For the brain they help. These herbs are for that work. Jatamamsi and Vacha are the herbs that clear the channels, and also Shankapushpi and heart-leaved Indian Tinospora, that is Guduchi. These keep the gaps between three mental functions and removes toxins and blockages. The gap between three functions or union is where all the intelligence resides. Thus, these herbs keep the coordination between acquisition, retention, and recall very well. These are mental functions. So, if people take Ayurveda herbs, are confronted with a stressful situation, they have the tools to make it a positive. They can do this without disturbing their mind, without feeling anxious. So first, the first herb I'm talking is like Tulsi. This is Oxymum sanctum or the holy basil, is famous throughout the globe for its tridosha balancing, contain antioxidants like beta carotene that help in preventing cell damage and in curing fever and common cold. It is an anti-stress agent. Its leaves are helpful in sharpening memory and also help in purifying blood. Tulsi stops the effects of noise pollution to the mind, so highly recommended for the people who work in noise areas and such as call centers working people. So the next one is Shankapushpi. It is called by the name because the shape of the flowers are conch shanka shaped. Only white flower is used for the medicine. Medicinally, it is used as brain tonic. It shows the beneficial impacts for brain. The herb has earned very good reputation all over abroad and India among the pharmaceutical companies. There are three main herbal brain tonics, example Brahmi, Vacha and Shankapushpi. Acharya Charaka said that Shankapushpi is the best among the three and is considered foremost among the four brain tonic Medhya means Rasayanas. Medhya Rasayanas. They are called brain tonics. So among that, Shankapushpi is the best. Next one is Nardo Stachys Jatamamsi. According to Ayurveda, Vata governs all the movements and actions of the body and nervous system respectively. Jatamamsi helps to reduce the symptoms of stress and anxiety caused mainly by Vata imbalance. This is due to its property of Tridosha balancing and a unique improve intelligence effect. So next is Acorus calamus, the Vacha. Here is the herb. For centuries, this Vacha has been among the most revered herbs of international level, and it is very famous herb in traditional Chinese medicine and in Ayurveda. The rhizome part of the plant is used as medicine. Renowned herb for mental and emotional stress. This is a specific herb in impairment of concentrative abilities such as ADD and ADHD. It is mixed with other herbs in Ayur formulas to treat depression and for the mental ama present. Mental ama means toxins present in the mind. Vacha promotes cerebral circulation, stimulates self-expression. So Vacha in Sanskrit means speaking. Removes toxic residue and effects of other drugs in the body, fatty tissues from liver, nervous system and brain. It is also used topically in the form of dry bolus massage therapy called Pudikidi or Udvartana. Impairment of concentrative ability such as ADD and ADHD, this herb has a very special place. Guduchi, Indian Tinospora. This is Tinospora cordifolia plant. The heart-leaved, heart-shaped leaves, excellent adaptogenic herb, which means that it helps in managing stress and anxiety by normalizing your physiological conditions. It has a calming effect on the body due to its ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. Guduchi has the power to enhance memory and cognitive functions. Amrita also is the name of this plant. This Amrita contains bitter, pungent and astringent taste. Although it is traditionally used to remove accumulated pitta and it balances all the three doshas. Next is Ashwagandha, Quitania somnifera, winter cherry. Enhances the mind's overall ability to fight stress because it helps overall mental functioning. People find that they can think more clearly and can solve their problems while in occurring stress. So next is Gotukola, Centilla asiatica, Brahmi. It is called Brahmi in Ayurveda. The leaves are brain-shaped, showing that they work on brain. Brahmi is used in traditional medicine for many centuries for its potential health benefits. It reduces anxiety and stress by boosting cognitive function. It eases insomnia, works as antidepressant. It has a detox effect by increasing circulation. It is also advised for varicose veins, clotting disorders, blood circulation, etc. So these are about the Medhya herbs, the brain herbs. So not to forget to meditate. Regular practice of meditation program which creates a peaceful inner state of restful alertness. So meditation is very important in life too. Thank you very much for patience listening. So if you have any questions, please ask. So I will unmute all people now. Okay, can you unmute yourself and ask questions, please? Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Dr. Ashani.
Yes,
Thanks for the
hello.
wonderful presentation. And it gave me good knowledge about some of the herbs. So even I can start using it sometimes in my practice along with homeopathic medicine. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Ashanani. It was a wonderful presentation in Ayurveda. Good.
Thank you. Welcome. You are welcome. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming and listening. Okay. Thank you.
There is a question in the chat box, Dr. Asha.
Now let me check.
You want me to read?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Asha. Can you suggest a medicine for mind calmness? It is from Simon.
Suggest it.
It's asking for a medicine for mind calmness.
Mind calmness, already I explained the herbs, that is ashwagandha, you know. Ashwagandha is the best herb to calm your mind. In respect to good sleep, okay, ashwagandha also gives you good sleep. Please take ashwagandha. It is better you consult the Ayurveda physician anywhere. You get like an Ayurveda practitioner, you can come and meet them. So you will understand how to take the herb and how much quantity. And also your sleep is, as I explained to you, it is because of mental stress or physical stress or emotional stress. So we need to diagnose you and then we advise you the herbs. But in general, you can take ashwagandha. Better to consult the Ayurveda practitioner is good for you. Okay. Okay, Simon, you can take ashwagandha. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you. See you all. Bye. Namaste.